Hello.
Oh, okay.
Why is this enemy attacking me right now?
Oh, Ryan,
What?
you get some very good stuff if you take this. Super good stuff.
Is that a boss?
Yeah, that's a boss.
Where's the boss? How do I do this quest? I want to do the quest. Medium. 2 mediums.
Oh, play statue.
What is it? Is it expensive?
It's not that expensive. Okay, place this down somewhere and conquer oil rig.
Conquer all the rigs?
It's somewhere else. Nobody really should.
Dylan, what do I do with the oil?
Not this. I mean, like.
I got the oil.
Look, it's over here. You have to get this.
I had to beat that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I already went there, but I went too far.
Ryan. What's the matter?
就是辣的它没有好辣，不是好辣。对，我家从来不给买的。
别吃啊，什么东西这个辣条啊，对，那不是好东西。都是有的是在美国应该还可以的，在国内都是。
不是在中国过来的。
你偶尔采一次买一次，在外买的啊。
只吃的不吃买了啊。嗯。
它那种一吃就是那个辣，就是那种化学。
不，他说姐姐，你要是觉得有害癌症，然后你看中国超市卖那个红油车车，
对。
它免检。
Ryan, help!
I cannot defeat that because I got the worst enemy ever.
You don't have good units.
Yeah. Don't have good units.
And you don't have any good money too.
I only have the diamond.
你吃啥？
我不要，我是
你不饿呀？你看着他皮上这样。
Push and left.
你早上就活的。
对呀，现在人也活呀。
啊，回来也活呀。
啊。现在你看那还蹦呢。
老李，垫着，把水垫着完了，剩下这个人都给拿回来。
Ryan, attack.
Look, I got 300 gems. I can buy this.
No, I want you to save up for like this.
Bro, why?
You get more jam.
And why did you let builders.
我饿了告诉我。
Look.
Whoa,
Look. Cry baby, bro. Like.
哎，这咱弄不净吃剩的，你会吃剩的？
我不吃剩的呀。
咱一老家净吃盐咸盐。
不馅儿的，
哎，我就
该腌的，我
吃饭多。你怎么事儿还得叫人请你吃饭？那种馅我喜欢那种馅，熟的馅。
晚上等下午就做点摆开。
把那下不吃就放冰箱里头，等晚上吃。
Yeah, let me see what I get.
你这吃吧。啊？不吃放冰箱里头。
Oh my god.
你可以把这树里那都照拿出来。然后那都。这有意思，我压根你问那铁工压根都没拿夹子，他们拿夹，我就拿手垫的。但是我挑的可能都是母的动物，你挑的是母的。啊，真是动物。我都拿水，但是没想到里边水多。我刚才给你把那个垫了，里边半满水。哎，我也是垫的。
我说你现在怎么不见得出来呢？
它里边水多，咱可能有。
这个水多，姐，这才是。
那他妈能在这晃，里边晃。那我给你把这个蟹油你取来。那个你把那个里边再一碗儿里。哎，你这，哎，过去，哎，你这咱洗了手，没洗了手，看超市卖，你这超市卖多少？哎，手都
20。
我说的，你知道你这要买这个多少钱？他不是，他可能那个
那死了。
我说那是
超市卖59.99。
他不知道啥时候看他28个，他告诉他28个位置。
那也有就有
我说你知道这个多少钱？这是5磅。
哎呀，不贵呀。
我那喜欢就没去给人家，哎，人家称完了完了要钱，他尽可能里边有个起，他告诉我，啊，我说17，不是那个女人有买把子啊，花80块钱，我说你肯定听说了，那可能是啊，80，他也不是那个女的买的完了那个就是个虾啊，80，然后他说什么？他说的。便宜。
你70不是 17个月
是正常。
seven 要不也还简单，seven two 就是什么？722，72，seven 现在这个鞋都瘦，这在12月份才吃，越往凉，越往那个空。
俺不知道这泡啥的，我姐姐，趁里边水，就你这个鞋，还好。
你这贴的。哦，这是滑。你把你给他你俺姐夫打开。不，你好不你这个鞋子不吃啊？
他吃一个就够了。不是，他第一个我给他
啊，那这个虾，以后你估计这个虾都别吃了。我是，对，你看我跟你讲，
他家那个。
不是他家这样式的，你现在就给俺姐夫养成习惯，到哪吃什么都给我打。伺候你，对，你要不他就不吃，怎么了？我就要这个面儿，怎么就这个？你对不对？这就是爱，懂不懂？我这就是哎，你这个下子这。
我跟他吃这个，你吃。太咬了，要不就把皮都吃了。能，那黄儿是。
都是虾，就虾，那是虾，这个虾最在小吃。
他还吃剩的好吃，剩的比蔬菜好吃。我要把它好好给你，今天这蛋白够了。咱好像小的时候真吃剩的腌的，咱腌那个河蟹的，就腌一缸，我就偷他去了以后就上桌吃的少，就搁外边偷吃的，回来晚上就吭哧吭的。
这瞎吃。我去排队买鱼，我看完那个鱼，我转身就走了。就买一袋这个，这帮人好几个人，几个人都问我，哎，你怎么买的？我说他妈脑子能鱼他妈都死了呢，都啊，不是真的。你们俺姐回来是亮，那是纹路透明到底下的，就是特别新鲜。啊，这最新要不怎么我就买一袋这个，我剩下那几个鱼我一看，
我去转了一圈，他那小鱼就像咱那个像小海巴似的。
哎呀，死鸡巴贵。
不好吃。
我买那个鱼就上面是个钓鱼买便宜。
不好吃。
你看吧，那个钓鱼。
哎，我记得他说，你把广东那个。
几点？
我自己讲话中国话。
没有。
然后钓上来真大一点，然后那个鱼好像。
啊，河豚的。
小的呢。
河豚。
太多。
王爷，你。
我这个蟹要吃完了，这一天你就瞧喝水了。
啊，没，
退学，我是退学。
哎。晚上爸爸给你买汉堡吃，好不好？可以吗？让叫爸爸把头睡下，快，睡觉，睡觉。叫妈妈把头睡睡。妈妈。让你睡。睡在上面，头都还没干，快。啊，在这过来，爸爸睡。过来。
Where I was like, I don't know, that seems kind of sketchy. And also the quote-unquote students said, hey, be careful who you're working with, which granted could have been a tongue-in-cheek nod to the fact that they're bandits, but regardless of whether or not that's the case, I told this guy to go kick rocks. And despite telling him to go kick rocks and that I didn't want to join his faction, the next quest objective read go join the faction. And so I went to the camp and I talked to this person and they were like, hey, do you want to join our faction? And I talked to them and my only option to progress the dialogue was, hey, I want to join your faction, after I just told the last guy I didn't want to join the faction, and it said he was upset with me for doing that. Like, I just... Why are you putting the tagline of make meaningful choices in the game if you can't make meaningful choices? And to be clear, having games where you do make meaningful choices and they actually impact the game is really, really difficult. My favorite game of all time, or games of all time, is the Mass Effect trilogy, a game series that is lauded for its number of choices that you make. But even in that game, which also parades itself as talking about making difficult choices, there are still a lot of times where your choice doesn't actually mean anything. You have the illusion of choice a lot of the time, but some of the time your choices do meaningfully impact parts of the game. The issue here is that the illusion of choice is 90% of this game, or more like 99% of this game. And it makes me wonder why they even bothered having this as a selling point of the game to begin with if they realized seemingly so quickly early on that they weren't going to be able to fulfill that part of the game. Sure, it's easy to put such and such didn't like that, or such and such will remember that at the top of the screen. But if it doesn't fucking do anything, then why are you putting it in the game? Anyways, the probably most important thing that I can talk about to you right now about the entire idea of choices and playthroughs and why it basically just stops here is because after you become a part of this faction, they tell you to go meet with their leader. So you go over to their base camp, you go into the basement of the base camp, and the game ends. Yeah, this is not even close to finished. It's like a maybe 5% finished game. There is nowhere in the game saying that it's a 5% finished game until you get to this part and surprise, it's a 5% finished game. The story of the game stops right here. On my second playthrough where I skipped a bunch of stuff and I was an asshole, I got here in 20 minutes. So you can complete the current game in 20 minutes. And to be honest, it's less than 20 minutes. The only reason it took 20 minutes is walking from place to place takes a while. And when I got to this one objective where it tasks you with fighting these tank infected, which take an age to kill, I killed a bunch of the ones you're not supposed to kill because apparently those don't count. It's only the very specific quest ones that you have to kill, so I just wasted my time. It really probably would have been more like 12 to 15 minutes. But Eclipse, there's more to the game than the story. That's not where everything stops. You can keep playing. Yeah, I know, I did that. We're gonna talk about that stuff right now. So the main things that you'll be doing in Piggy Inner City after you complete this is still doing quests, but also exploring the map along with participating in combat. First, let's talk combat. There isn't much to say here because it's atrocious. Just as I mentioned earlier, as wide as an ocean, as deep as a puddle. And the combat is a whole lot of puddle. You have a melee attack, a block, and ranged weapons that shoot bullets. Unfortunately, with the game laid out as it is, you have a melee attack. And we can pretty much stop there. Why do I say that? Well, every enemy that you fight in the entirety of the game falls into two archetypes. You have melee enemies that hit once and then stop and wait for you to hit them. And you have ranged enemies that will shoot at you until they run out of ammo and then they need to reload. The melee enemies, you can just dodge their hits by walking backwards. No enemy in the entire game is capable of catching you while you're simply walking. This includes enemies called fast zombies, which are incapable of catching you while walking. So nothing that melees poses any sort of a threat whatsoever because they have so little range, and again, you can dodge their attacks by simply walking in the opposite direction. If you choose to fight them, the gameplay loop involves walking forwards, baiting.
Are you a Roblox fanatic? Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gift cards from Roblox. Just sign up for Microsoft Rewards, then search, play, and shop on Edge, Xbox, Bing.
Hitting an attack, hitting them 3 times, then backing up right before they attack, hitting them 3 times, back up, hit 3 times, back up, hit 3 times. This is every enemy in the game. No, not an exaggeration. Every single enemy that you will run into in the game, this is what you'll be doing. But wait, that's not fair. I talked about ranged enemies before. The guys with guns that shoot you. How do you deal with them? Well, they can't hit the broadside of a barn, so you walk in circles around them and hit them with your melee weapon until they die. Wrap things up. I mentioned earlier that you can have access to ranged weapons, guns that shoot bullets, but it's a big old waste of time. Not only because the pistol that you get at the beginning does piss poor damage comparatively to your melee weapon, but also they're incredibly inaccurate and you have to buy ammo. So why would you do any of that stuff when the melee combat is so piss easy and so effective that you can melee everything in the game? You wouldn't. So, yeah, you're going to be hitting stuff with melee weapons, and that's it. That's where it stops. You may have also noticed that I left out talking about the block function, and that's because, again, it's pointless. When you block things, you still take damage. So why would you even bother blocking anything if you can simply walk backwards against every single attack? Combat, put simply, is bad. Really bad. And it gets worse with the fact that the AIs, as I mentioned earlier, are incapable of going through open doors. All of the doors in the game can be opened and closed, but this doesn't matter as AIs can't get through the door even if it's open. So if you go into a room and there's something following behind you, it just gets stuck there. So you can explore the room to your heart's content, and once you're done exploring the room, you can leave, and as long as you just run past the door quick enough, even if there's an enemy right in front of the door, it doesn't matter. It can't hit you. This is, this is horrible. I'm sorry, this is horrible. Like, you would think that with combat being one of the main pillars of this game that they would have put more effort into it. But it seems like they didn't do that because, again, they were so focused on putting so much shit into this game that had no depth that when they got to the combat, they were like, all right, is the bare minimum done? Cool, on to the next thing. Okay, is the bare minimum done here? Cool, on to the next thing. And you get the idea. No bigger proof of that exists than the 2 mini games that are currently in the game. Golfing and bowling. When it comes to golfing, well, you have the cursor going back and forth, you click to stop it, and then you click again based on how much power you have. There are 3 levels that you can pick from: easy, medium, and hard. This mini game provides you maybe 5 minutes of fun, and then that's where it stops. I know, based on my own game development knowledge, that it took them a hell of a lot longer than 5 minutes to program this into the game. So I would have assumed that they would have put more effort into this part of the game. If you've programmed all of these things, why wouldn't you then make this a proper golf mini game with maybe golf courses and you teleport to the ball each time you hit it? Something like a knockoff of Mario Golf or Wii Golf. If you made all the systems, why would you do this? Never mind the fact that if you want to play this, you can have 1 attempt hourly or you can pay in-game currency. All this to play a mini game that had piss poor rewards every time I played it. The same goes for the bowling mini game. Here, it's even more simplistic. You wait until the barriers are down.
Visualize
and you
ball.